Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. We are here tonight for the 200 lapper for the Trackmaster Sim Series. We've got the stream up and going. Had a little bit of a delay getting in. iRacing decided it wanted to crash again. Not sure what that is about, but I think we've got it all figured out. Has not been cooperating recently. Luckily, it hasn't affected me on the racetrack. With everybody getting the warm-up session finished up, drivers going to get their final preparations ready for tonight's 200 lap feature event. Side. Try to, at least. Justin Coleman right there in the 14. Hasn't made a start in quite some time with the Trackmaster Sim Series, so good to see him back. We'll see what he can do. Looking at the points coming into this evening's race, Christian Peterson sitting at the top, just 12 points ahead of Tanner Bethea in the 20 machine. These drivers making their way to the starting grid. Look at our qualifying results if we can up on screen. And timing and scoring takes a dookie. Let's try it again. Apologies, folks. For some reason, it always works right up until I hit the live button. And then it's just like, never mind. But we are getting set and ready to go. Everybody has about 2 minutes to get to the grid, so that gives me about 2 minutes to get this scoring app to work. How about that? There we go. Qualifying results up on screen. Tanner Bethea, quick time in the 20 machine. Christian Peterson, second. Your top two in points. Steven Oberstadt qualified third in the 8 machine. Check and see if there was an invert. We've got 16 cars here tonight ready to go 200 laps. This race is going to be about attrition. You have to be there at the end. I believe they're going to have a set of tires in the pits to their disposal, so that's going to be an interesting strategy game to keep track of all night as well. But I believe everybody is just about to the starting grid. They line up how they qualify. Brandon Atkinson right there in the 15 machine, qualified in the 4th spot. He is in the 4th spot in the point standings, right ahead of Matt Borndren in the 00. Brandon Elvis in the 4. He wants to get back up to the front. Winless so far this season in the number 4 machine. He won 3 races last season, I believe it was. Has not found victory lane just yet. Currently in the 7th spot in points. Does have 1 podium finish so far this season, but still looking for that first victory. Race control, making sure the lineup's all set, and there they are. Gonna pull off of pit road, and everybody gonna get the lineup all set and ready to go. Tanner Bethea gonna drop to the rear. It looks like Brandon Elvis in the 4 machine gonna go to the front, and it looks like they redrew a 5. Get the 1 to go signal here. So Brandon Elvis at his home track going to lead us to the green. Down the back straightaway, the pace car makes the hard left turn down to pit road. It is in the hands of Brandon Elvis and Brandon Atkinson. Through turns 3 and 4 into the restart zone. The green flag is up and the green flag is out. We are underway down into turns 1 and 2. Through the first set of corners, Brandon Elvis going to be clear of Brandon Atkinson. Atkinson trying to get down into the 2nd spot. Elvis will go around to lead lap number 1. Elvis comes around to lead lap 1, back behind him. Christian Peterson up to the 3rd spot early here, got around Steven Oberstadt in the 8 machine. Tanner Bethea in the 20 machine trying to take advantage as well. He's up to the 4th spot there, in behind Christian Peterson. They'll take a peek to the bottom here. Bethea wasting no time trying to get to the front. Peterson going to let him right by. Doesn't want to battle at this point. Just 4 laps in. Everybody back behind him starting to get single filed out. And here comes Bethea for 2nd. To the bottom of the racetrack, Tanner Bethea going to take over the 2nd spot. Atkinson not able to hold him off on that outside lane. And Bethea down the back straightaway, closing in on the 4 machine of Brandon Elvis. Very fast is that 20 machine early on. Down into turns 1 and 2. All kinds of pressure on the back bumper of Brandon Elvis. Tanner Bethea right there behind him. Bethea in the 20 already has 2 wins this season. Through 1 and 2 once again. Elvis able to hold off. He's running that outside lane. kind of making Bethea run a little bit different line than what he was running when he caught the 4 machine. Here comes Justin Coleman and Devin Amos to the inside of Steven Oberstadt. Coleman in the 14 machine able to take over that spot. Zach Murphy going to try to follow suit as well. Up front for the race lead, Bethea still trying to find a way underneath that 4 machine. These two have pulled a little bit of an advantage from your 3rd place driver, Brandon Atkinson. Right now the gap there about 1 second from the 4 to the 15. Everybody right now just being patient, trying to do everything they can to put themselves in the right spot at the end of it. We watch down into turns 1 and 2. Bethea is all over the back bumper right there, just not able to find a way underneath. Justin Mulliken out back in the 51 machine. Got up out of the groove. Now into turns 3 and 4. Not sure what happened there, but he is back to the 12th spot. A couple cars straggling out back. Caleb Keck, one of those in the 19 machine. Went to victory lane last week at the Hickory Motor Speedway. In the second twin 75 of the evening. We are 15 laps into this race. Elvis is led from the drop of the green, but he's got all kinds of pressure from Tanner Bethea. Bethea painting that back bumper. See him in the 2nd spot. Just a little bit different run up off the corner. You're hearing how long he's having to wait to get into the gas. If they might be taking it easy at this point, not wanting to push that race car just yet. Still very early in this 200 lap race. Across the line that time. Elvis a little bit quicker in the number 4 machine. Back behind Christian Peterson, behind the 15 of Brandon Atkinson. He's got a couple cars lined up behind him as well. As now we are 20 laps in. Bethea starting to back off the pace a little bit. Brandon Elvis starting to get a little bit of a gap built up to the 20 machine. Coleman right there in the 14. So far this season, only made, or has not made an actual start. He's attempted to, I believe, but missed the starting grid. But ooh, into turns 3 and 4, here comes Bethea to the bottom. Elvis trying to drive that car up out of turns 3 and 4. But to the inside in turns 1 and 2, here comes Tanner Bethea for the race lead. Bethea to the bottom. Elvis going to try to fight back on the top side. Not quite ready to give it up just yet. Elvis continues to hold the lead across the line that time. Looks like Elvis has the advantage through the center of the corner, actually. Just able to keep that car wound up on that outside lane, and you see he's able to lead across the line. Into 1 and 2 once again. Bethea pulls ahead down the back straightaway. Now the advantage goes to him into turns 3 and 4. Ooh, up the racetrack a little bit goes Tanner Bethea. Elvis going to cut it back to the inside into 1 and 2. Brandon Elvis going to pull the crossover move into turns 1 and 2, back into 3 and 4 this time. Ooh, a little bit of contact of his own. Up the racetrack goes Tanner Bethea. Elvis not happy with the contact there. Was giving him room, and he saw the 20 machine come up the racetrack, and we'll see what happens back into turns 3 and 4 this time. Oh, and Bethea goes around, and so does Elvis. Contact off the corner, and both of your leaders are going to spin. Oh, my goodness. Tanner Bethea, Brandon Elvis go around. You saw the contact originally, and then they made more contact off the corner. And the caution flag flies for the first time, and it's for your race leaders. Let's watch what happened here. Looks like the 4 machine, there was just contact left rear to right front. It's going to be hard to see what exactly happened. Let's try and look from back behind the number 20 machine. Just such a tight space right there up off the corner. Let's look at it one more time, see if we can go up above. About one more look at it. A little bit further back here. This is the view up off the corner. Yeah, and just contact through the center, or through the exit right there, I should say. And around goes the 20 machine. Around goes the 4. Both of those drivers coming down pit road. Tanner Bethea and the 20 machine able to make it back out. I think he might have lost a lap, though. Brandon Elvis back out of the pits in the number 4 machine. I don't think he's going to lose a lap. He should stay on the lead lap. I believe Tanner Bethea actually was able to stay on the lead lap as well. So Jared Shell, the only car 1 lap down. Down the back straightaway they go, doubled up behind the iRacing.com pace car. And it's in the hands of Brandon Atkinson, who was handed over the race lead after that caution. And we'll see what happens here when we send them back green flag racing. Through the restart zone they go. The green flag is out. And we're back racing here at Myrtle Beach. Into 1 and 2, Brandon Atkinson able to take the race lead early on. A couple of drivers moving out back. Peterson into the second spot, nice and quick, trying to get around the 15 of Brandon Atkinson. Justin Coleman on the outside trying to take over third. Looks like he will. Look at the 14 machine trying to make the outside lane work. Peterson in the 71, a little bit loose off of 4. That's going to open up the door for Coleman. Through turns 1 and 2, the 14 machine has found something on that outside lane, but your race leader gets up into the wall. They are racing hard up here for that top spot. Justin Coleman on the outside lane finds a way around Christian Peterson right there. Zach Murphy and Devin Amos back behind him, trying to figure out which one's going to go. Look at that. Justin Coleman in the 14 machine to the second spot on that top side. Coleman to second. Now Devin Amos on the outside lane trying to get around Peterson for third. And here comes Murphy to the bottom. Man, Peterson under fire now for the fourth spot. Oh, and here comes Coleman for the lead. Dives underneath Brandon Atkinson, and he will take the lead commandingly in one corner there through turns 1 and 2. New race leader, lap 40 out of 200. Give it to Justin Coleman. Here comes Zach Murphy to the bottom for the third spot in the 29 machine. Murphy going to take over that spot, nearly contact there up off the corner. Here comes Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine to the inside of Christian Peterson. Zach Murphy in the 29 machine to the inside of Brandon Atkinson for the second spot. Murphy moves Zach Murphy to second. Here comes Christian Peterson now trying to fight back underneath Brandon Kelly for fifth. Peterson once again to the bottom. And as you can see, very tough to complete the pass on that inside lane. The outside's so good. As here comes Brandon Elvis now to the bottom. Peterson will go through. Here comes Elvis trying to take over as well. They gonna try and follow. He's gonna do so. Move Brandon Kelly back to 8. And oh, Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine sideways off the exit of 4, and he's gonna go around. Around goes the 9 machine of Brandon Kelly. Got a little bit too much sauce that time out of 4. And the caution flag comes back out. Let's take a look at what happened to put us under caution for the second time here tonight. 46 laps in out of 200. We saw him try to get back into it with a big run off the corner, just got a little bit too much wheeling it. And around he goes. We'll look at it one more time on board with the 9 machine. Didn't take much right there. You saw not a whole lot of input, throttle or wheel. Just had a little bit too much momentum in that point of the corner and got the car sideways, and He was along for the ride. We've got pit stops going on. A couple of drivers coming to pit road. I don't know if they're getting tires just yet. Looks like potentially just a fuel stop. But Justin Coleman gonna hold the race lead. He'll have Zach Murphy back behind him. Brandon Elvis up to third in the 4 machine. And Tanner Bethea right behind him as well. So those drivers wasted no time getting back up to the front. They'll line up in row number 2. Alrighty. White flag back out to these drivers. Going to send them back green this time by. Coleman going to choose the inside lane. He'll have his teammate Brandon Elvis back behind him. Let's see what happens here. Through the restart zone in turns 3 and 4. Green flag is up and we are back underway. Good start there from the 14 of Coleman on the bottom. He's going to go through and clear Brandon Elvis out of 1 and 2. Elvis now in the 4 machine. Going to take over that spot from Zach Murphy. Murphy going to get behind Tanner Bethea, move Bethea back up to the 3rd spot. Now they will set their sights on your race leader, Justin Coleman. Bethea back to the bottom here. Gonna try and take over that spot from Brandon Elvis. $54 laps into this one. Elvis gonna let Bethea go for now. Decided it wasn't quite worth fighting at this stage. Still got 146 laps to go. Bethea in the 2nd spot, just set the fastest lap of the race that last time by. Just trying to get back to the back bumper of the 14. Definitely a lot of speed in that 14 in the 20 machine. Coleman doing a great job out front right now, holding that race lead. He's got Tanner Bethea, the fast qualifier, back behind him. All over the back bumper of Coleman right there. Into turns 3 and 4. A little bit different line from the 20 machine that time. Trying to back off and get to the inside. He's going to make a move to the bottom in turns 1 and 2 here. Big run to the inside for Tanner Bethea. Coleman going to try to hold him tight there on the bottom. Out of 4 that time. Drag race across the stripe. Coleman, I think, might have just barely had it across the line. Very close between the two. Bethea has the advantage on the bottom, but not by much. That time, Coleman going to be the leader at the line. Bethea now going to try to move that line out just a little bit. See if he can't just get a little bit more room on the entrance of the corner. Coleman doing a good job holding them tight there. Back into turns 3 and 4. Still side by side, these two are. And a phenomenal job by Justin Coleman right now, holding that outside lane, not overstepping it. It's very easy to overstep on that outside lane and kind of kill your momentum. But if you can keep it wound up, you can do a really good job on the outside lane, and that's what the 14's doing right here. Just not quite ready to let Tanner Bethea go. And really sideways that time off the corner. He got way to the outside on the exit of turn 4 that time. And now Tanner Bethea going to be able to go through to the race lead, but here comes Justin Coleman right back behind him. Does he have anything to the bottom? It looks like Bethea going to go through the lead. So lap 65 out of 200. Tanner Bethea going to go back to the race lead here at Myrtle Beach. To the inside of Justin Coleman, trying to take over the second spot. Looks like he will do so. So move Brandon Elvis back to second. Murphy going to follow to third. Breakaway out front. Richard Parks creeping up to your top 5 right here. Matt Morngren currently running in the 6th spot in the 00. Looking the inside of Morgan right there. Nothing going to come from it though. Caleb Keck in the 19 machine goes down a lap. Not sure what's off on that 19 here tonight. Something definitely amiss. Goes 1 lap down here on lap 71 out of 200. Everybody's way though. A tough break for Keck in the 19. Out front, Tanner Bethea continues to stretch that race lead. Now out to 0.8 of a second over the 4 of Brandon Elvis. To the outside of Borngren in the 71. Peterson the 6th spot. Meanwhile, up in front of him, Zach Murphy trying to take over the 2nd spot. Murphy just a little bit quicker than Brandon Elvis, going to take over that 2nd spot. Justin Coleman going to go through as well. So move the 29 to the 2nd position. Full head of steam here, 76 laps in. in the second spot, still trying to hold off Justin Coleman, but he's actually running a little bit quicker than your race leader. Him and Justin Coleman both a little bit faster that last time by. We'll see across the line. Yeah, both of them just a little bit quicker than your race leader, Tanner Buffet. We'll see if they're able to track him down here. He's got about a second built up. But very close times between your top three. Strung out here. 81 laps in. We'll look at them through turns 1 and 2. Or sorry, 3 and 4. Got this guy right here, Christian Peterson. Started in the 5th spot, or sorry, in the 4th spot. Right now running in the 6th position. He's ran up towards the front. Inside of your top 3. Just taking it easy, does not want to find himself in a bad spot late. Trying to get to that point in the race. Still 83 laps in, so just shy of halfway. Tanner Buffet is starting to open up the gap. He's keeping it right in that 1 second range. The top 3 all pretty close in lap times, I think. The 20 machine might just be a little bit more consistent compared to the 2 back behind him. Battle for the 2nd spot here. Zach Murphy, Justin Coleman. We've been battling. So not seen the position change. Coleman not able to get by just yet. Still about 9/10 of a second. They've started to close in a little bit. Laps in when we get back around this time by. 110 laps to go, so still a long way here in this one at Myrtle Beach. Brandon Elvis currently in the 4th spot. Christian Peterson has got around Richard Parks for the 5th spot. Matt Bornder now going to get around as well. Parks in the 113 could be starting to fall off just a little bit. Justin Mulligan trying to get around Devin Amos in the 25. Looks like he will do so. laps shy of halfway, and your second and third place drivers have really started to close that gap. Buffet and the 20 machine starting to fall off just a little bit on lap time. You could be saving that race car, but your second and third place competitors are definitely starting to creep in to vision in that 20's mirror. Time by lap 97 up on the board. Murphy's still a little bit quicker in the 29 machine. You see a battle for this race lead. Buffet up the racetrack. You can see the different lines that these two are running. It's a little bit different. Murphy just running tiny bit quicker in the 29 machine right now, which is why you've seen that gap dwindle. He was out by a second. Now Tanner Buffet leads by just 0.3 of a second through turns 1 and 2. Back around, Tanner Buffet going to see the cross flags. It'll be halfway in, halfway home. And oh, contact! Buffet goes around. Zach Murphy into the back bumper of Tanner Buffet, and the caution flag is going to come back out. Wow, Tanner Buffet for the second time this evening. There's contact, and around goes the number 20 machine in turns 3 and 4. Your leaders come right to pit road with the exception of a few. Christian Peterson, Matt Borndren, and Richard Parks all electing to stay out this caution flag, but Zach Murphy, who is the first one to come down pit road, gonna bring him in, or sorry, Justin Coleman actually was the first one down pit road. He'll take right side tires. And Coleman going to be out of the pits. He took 4 tires there. Brandon Elvis going to take 2. Devin Amos going to take 2 as well. Tanner Buffet going to take 4 tires in the 20 machine. Tough break for Tanner Buffet. Let's take one more look at that and see what happened. This is down into the corner. Yeah, just the slightest little bit of contact was enough to send to the 20 machine spinning. Let's look at it from up above one more time. Yeah, just a slight little bump. That was enough to send the 20 machine for a slide. So back behind the iRacing.com pace car, doubled up. Lights are off. Gonna send them back. Green flag racing this time by. And Matt Borndren now going to be your race leader. Richard Parks next to him. A late restart there. We are back underway though. Green flag into turns 1 and 2. Borndren up the racetrack. Here comes Brandon Elvis to the bottom. Elvis on new tires to the inside of the racetrack. Gonna try to take over the lead here through turns 3 and 4. Borndren up top, Elvis down low. A new leader out of turns 1 and 2 that time. Brandon Elvis gonna take over the race lead into turn 3. As they continue to scrap back behind them, Justin Coleman the inside of Steven Overstat. For the second spot, here comes Richard Parks underneath Matt Borndren. Parks to the bottom, trying to take over that spot. Looks like he's going to do so. Double zero going to try the crossover move. We'll get back in behind 113 of Richard Parks. This time by, it'll be 90 laps to go. 90 to go for your race leader, Brandon Elvis. Trying to hang on for his first victory of the season. Still a long way, but right now it looks like he's sitting in a good spot. His teammate Justin Coleman to the inside of Matt Borndren for third. Devin Amos and Anthony Ankello battle for the 6th spot right there. Ankello going to take that spot for now. Here comes Brandon Atkinson as well. Zach Murphy underneath Tanner Buffet in the 29 machine. Murphy going to go through and hope he will take that spot. So give that spot back to Zach Murphy in 10th position. He will set his sights on Christian Peterson in the 71. Your front 4 have broken away. Brandon Elvis, currently your race leader. His teammate Justin Coleman sitting behind him in the 2nd spot. Those two very similar on lap time. This time by will be 119 laps in. Matt Borndren to the inside of Richard Parks once again for third. These two have battled quite a bit for that 3rd spot. Borndren going to take over that spot. He's got Steven Overstat behind him as well. Battle heating up for that race lead. Justin Coleman all over the back bumper of Brandon Elvis. We will come back to 80 laps to go this time. 80 to go for Brandon Elvis. He's going to have to hold on as his teammate begins to put some pressure on for that top spot. remember when they came down to pit road, Coleman took 4 tires. Brandon Elvis elected to take only 2. So a little strategy here. We'll see if those 4 tires end up making a difference for Justin Coleman. Back behind, here comes Tanner Maffei to the inside of Brandon Atkinson. Zach Murphy going to follow suit as well in the 29. Here comes Steven Oberstadt to the inside of Richard Parks for 4th. Elvis in the 4 machine. Holds the lead by 2 car lengths. He turns 1 and 2 that time. .75 to go for your race leader. Look at him down the back straightaway here. The field getting a little bit spread out. 3 cars right there, and then Steven Oberstadt, Richard Parks round out in the top 5. We still have 15 cars on the lead lap. As Caleb Keck was able to get his wave around that last caution flag. Battling with Tanner Maffei, that 20 machine in front of him for the race lead before the caution came out. Both of those guys just got around Richard Parks right there in turns 1 and 2. So move Tanner Maffei back up inside the top 5 to that 5th spot. Zach Murphy up into 6th. Maybe 70 to go this time for Brandon Elvis. The laps starting to work their way closer to that 200 mark. Got a lot of green flag runs so far, so if you're one of the guys outside of the top 10 at this point, you want to move forward. You have to move forward if you want a shot at it. You get a late race caution. So we are 132 laps into this one. Elvis, your race leader, continuing to hold the advantage. No trouble for your points leader, Christian Peterson, down pit road in the 71 machine. Down into the pits for the 71 of Christian Peterson. Right side tires going on that machine. A tough break. Looks like he will get out of the pits, but he's going to lose 2 laps, and the caution flag flies. Brandon Atkinson around in the number 71. And the caution flag flies here for, I believe, the 4th time here this evening. Let's take a look at what happened. Atkinson was running in front of Devin Amos and looked like through the center of the corner. It's a little bit sideways. Down he goes. see that one more time on board with the number 15. Oh yeah, just a handful. You can see that car wanted to go around as soon as he got into the corner. It was wanting to go around, and then it finally came around on the exit of turn number 2. Luckily, everybody else able to avoid and keep it in the right direction. So we will be under caution here for the 4th time. That will help Christian Peterson in the 71 machine. He's 2 laps down. He is the only car not on the lead lap besides Brandon Atkinson, but those two now going to be fighting for the lucky dogs, and with the 4 caution flags we've had so far, there goes Christian Peterson, going to get 1 of his laps back, so he will get 1 of 2. As the field works their way down into turns 3 and 4, these car back down the road. Brandon Elvis, Justin Coleman once again going to lead us through the restart zone. And we are back racing here at Myrtle Beach with 60 laps to go. Three turns 1 and 2. Brandon Elvis going to get away cleanly for that top spot. Justin Coleman in his 2nd. Steven Oberstadt and Tanner Bethea, though, battle for that 3rd spot. Bethea on the outside trying to make the long way around her. Oberstadt fighting hard for that 3rd position. Here comes Zach Murphy now, throwing his name into the mix. And the 8 machine still trying to get around Tanner Bethea in the 20 machine. Both of these drivers side by side. Finally, Bethea on the outside lane able to get around. Zach Murphy in the 29 trying to take the long way around as well. There's one up into the inside of Zach Murphy. Trying to break his way into the top 5 for the first time. Beck was a lap down earlier in this one. Looks like Murphy will fall back in line behind Caleb Keck. Continues to show the way. He's shy of 50 laps to go. The Ford machine continuing to do what he needs to do. We've still got a lot of racing left in Ford. Like he's in a good spot to potentially pick up his first victory of the season. to go for Brandon Elvis, currently running about half a second ahead of Justin Coleman, a little bit quicker as well. We've got 50 laps to go here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. We're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network. For you guys won't miss a thing. We'll go WD Broadcasting Network side by side. Be back in just one moment.
I think I watched Josh 3 or 4 times.
Alrighty, folks, back here on the broadcast. Inside of 50 laps to go, Tanner Buffet has taken over the second spot from Justin Coleman. He sets his sights on Brandon Elvis. Comes Steven Oberstadt to the inside of Justin Coleman as well. Good spot. 4 cars under a blanket right there, battling for the 4th position. Now Tanner Buffet has 38 laps to track down your race leader, Brandon Elvis. spot from Justin Coleman. Caleb Keck now trying to take over that position as well. Brandon Elvis out front has extended that gap to over a second. And watching the lap times, and Tandem Buffet hasn't been quicker than that Ford machine. Fast qualifiers got some ground to make up here. For a caution at some point within these next 33 laps, as the time is starting to run out for Tandem Buffet. Fastest car on the racetrack right now is actually the 19 machine of Caleb Keck. Just does not quite have the traction to get there. 30 laps to go for Brandon Elvis this time, 30 to go. He's led quite a few laps in this one. He's got 30 more to lead the most important one. Here comes Caleb Keck to the inside and Justin Mulliken for fourth. Let's see if Keck can do anything to get back up to the front here. Just about shotgun on this field. Back in the 15th spot. Continuing to show the way. Last time he turned up the notch a little bit, was a little bit quicker than your race leader. So that is something that we'll have to keep an eye on. Top three right there. Oh, Steven Oberstadt! Contact there. He had gotten around Tanner Buffet for that second spot, and Buffet had put an end to it. There was contact there. For a second. With 24 laps to go, Tanner Buffet trying to hang on to that top spot. Sorry, the second spot. Trying to take over the second spot. Buffet on that outside lane. Quite ready to give up the position just yet. Just a little bit to take over that spot. Looks like through 1 and 2 that time. He's going to be able to clear Tanner Buffet. And Buffet going to try and cut back to the bottom. He slammed the door on Justin Mulliken to get back to the bottom right there. Around Caleb Keck for that second spot. This time by 20 14 laps to go for Brandon Elvis. More laps for the 4 machine. Trying to pick up win number 1 on the season. If it had to come at any place, it would have to come at his home track, Myrtle Beach. 19 laps this time. That your race leader does not want to see is a caution flag. He's got a 1.4 second advantage, and right now, even if contact with the outside wall, Tanner Lefay and the 20 machine going to lose that 3rd spot. Justin Mulligan able to get around in the 51. Here comes Steven Oversnap trying to take over that 4th spot now. Was contact getting into turns 1 and 2 a little earlier on. He stayed green. Overstat was able to save that race car. This time by it is 14 laps to go for Brandon Elvis. The gap still staying at 1.4 seconds. It looks like the time might be starting to run out. Here comes Steven Overstat to the inside of Tanner Lefay. Machine to the bottom. That is for the 4th spot. Lefay still fighting back on that outside lane. They drag race down into turns 3 and 4. It's so tough to pass, to complete that pass. You can get to the inside, but man, once you're to the inside of somebody, it's like you guys completely stall out. Tanner Lefay in the 20 machine going to try to fall back in line, not lose too much ground. This time by 9 laps to go for Brandon Elvis. Trying to hang on. Just does not want to see that caution flag. Justin Mulligan up into the 2nd spot in the 51 machine. He's got a full head of steam here left with 8 laps to go. The gap is 1.5 seconds. I don't think he's going to be able to get there. But Justin Mulligan has a lot of speed here left at the end of the race. 7 to go this time. And Mulligan about a 10th quicker, really cutting into that lead. Just too little too late, I think, for the 51 machine. 6 to go that time. Once again, about a 10th of a second quicker. 51 definitely had a lot of speed. You saw how quickly he was able to drive through the rest of your top 5 here late. 5 laps to go. He's still out about a second from the 4 machine. It would take a lot of effort here for the 51 to get to the back bumper of the 4, Brandon Elvis. And getting there is one thing, but how do you pass him so far back with 4 laps to go? 4 to go for Brandon Elvis. This time by 3 laps to go. The gap 0.7 of a second. Mulliken really starting to cut down the difference now. Turns 3 and 4, a couple more circuits left at Myrtle Beach. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks up in the air for Brandon Elvis. Justin Mulliken trying everything he can. He's getting pretty close there in the 51 machine. The drive has started to go away for the 4 Brandon Elvis. Final time around. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go, and Justin Mulliken is there. Mulliken is right there on the back bumper. Final time into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Here comes Justin Mulliken to the bottom. Elvis gonna block to the inside. The bumper! Into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Justin Mulliken. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. They beat and banged. It's gonna be Justin Mulliken winning at Myrtle Beach. Wow! Justin Mulliken in a last corner pass just pulled off the ultimate upset on Brandon Elvis there. The difference at 7 laps to go was 1.4 seconds, and Justin Mulliken drives back and picks up his first victory of the season. How about that, folks? What a race. And what a finish. I thought it was all said and done with 10, 15 laps to go. And Mulliken, with a full head of steam, had enough left in that race car to drive it up there and make the pass on Brandon Elvis. What a race. We're going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers here. Let's grab a word from our top 3 finishers here. We'll get a word from our 3rd place finisher first. Up into the broadcast booth. Up into the booth. Caleb Keck, you got a copy, buddy. Well, it was a pretty fun race there. You probably had a pretty good view of that from the 3rd spot, but you kind of saved your stuff there in the beginning. Didn't see much of you up in the front that first half of the race, and then there towards the end, the 19 machine, I think you went a lap down at one point, and then when you got that lucky dog, that next restart, you just went straight to the front.
We were pitting for fuel 20 or 30 laps in, and I clicked the left sides to turn them off, but forgot to click the right sides, and so we took right side tires, and we had like 160 laps to go, and that was not good. So we really had to save and really not push it, and like you said, even going a lap down at one point to save my tires and get everything I could get out of them.
Yeah, that's I've definitely been there. I've done that as well, and it's not fun when you know that you kind of have to just sit in that bed that you've made for yourself for the rest of the race. But you did a great job rallying back and getting it back to the 3rd spot and having enough tire at the end to be able to drive through the field. Looked pretty quick there in the closing stages. But who do you have to thank for, I think, back-to-back podium finishes here in the Trackmaster Sim Series?
I gotta thank Coddle Chassis. This thing was a rocket ship again. I think Justin and Steven and Matt, there you go, I almost forgot his name, Matt. We all worked together all race long and get up here. It was super fun racing with them. I got to thank Christian but I think he put this together. If not, I'm sorry if he didn't, but I think he put this together. Thanks for him to putting this on.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun league, and yeah, Christian, the guy that gets me the job up here in the booth, so I appreciate Christian as well, great fella. And a lot of fun here in the Trackmaster Sim Series, but a good run for you here, Caleb. And we wish you luck in the season finale next week.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, now to talk to our second place finisher up into the broadcast booth. Second place by 1 corner. Brandon Elvis, you got a copy.
Yeah, man, I got you.
Alrighty, well, I thought you had it in the bag, and you might watch the broadcast back and think I may have cursed you, but it was 1.45 seconds at the line with 7 laps to go, and just may have ran out of steam there.
Yeah, me and you both thought I had it in the bag, to be honest with you. But man, I thought I was doing okay. I mean, I wasn't pushing the car really hard. The car was still rotating really well through the center of the corner, and then about, I'd say 7 or 8 laps ago, right front just got real soft and soggy, and it would not turn, and I had to wait on the throttle and wait on the throttle, and the whole time Milliken was just mowing me down. I'm like, man, it's going to be close. And he had a really good set of corners on the the 2 lap to go lap, and he did a great job. I threw probably an unnecessary block on him. Might have, hindsight's 20/20, but might have stood a better chance of keeping pace if I didn't try to block him and just let him get to the inside. But it's neither here nor there. Hate that I got into Tanner earlier. I think that was just a racing deal, and I know it is what it is. I apologize to him, so I can really do, but I don't really know. Don't really know what happened to him again there, and I hate that he didn't come back to a good run there. But yeah, it's a fun night. Then we got something to work with now that it's towards the end of the season.
Yeah, we figured it out at Myrtle Beach at the last Myrtle Beach race, but nonetheless, it was a great run. Ford Machine led a lot of laps here tonight. Started on pole after the invert, had a pretty fast piece, like you said, and then that contact with Tanner Bethea kind of put you guys behind the 8 ball, but worked your way back through, and then he got involved in that other incident, and you had a pretty smooth sailing after that, and ultimately ended up just 1 spot short, but a great run for the Ford Machine. Who do you have to thank for a podium finish at Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, just like to thank my wife for letting me do this each night. My mom and dad, still praying hard for my mom. Variables Performance and Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Coastal Performance, Coleman Design, WD Broadcasting Network, and then On Tap with Steve and Brian. Excuse me. Just everybody that helps put this deal on, and thanks to the Trackmasters guys for putting this league on, and thanks to you for putting the broadcast on, man. Have a great time in this league, and hope to see it flourish.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun here in the Trackmaster Sim Series, and I'm about done with my second season. I got into it late last season, and from the 3 races at Nashville, and then obviously this season, we've had quite a few good races, and this is just another example of that here tonight. But congratulations to you, Brandon, on your second place run, and hopefully we can see you back next week with Trackmaster Sim Series. Have a good run there, and then it's Street Stock Showdown time.
Oh yeah, man. Got something special coming up for the first race as far as paint schemes go, so I look forward to unveiling that in the series. And man, I really look forward to the Street Stock series, man. We try to go 3 in a row in the championship. That'll be a lot of fun. That'd be really cool to do.
Yeah, it definitely would be. There's been a lot of big names in that Street Stock series, and definitely a lot of competition. We saw it on Monday night, but we will see that June 2nd. Nonetheless, congratulations to you, Brandon, on your second place finish here this evening.
All right, thank you, and congrats to Keck and Milliken on their runs as well.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, that was your second place finisher. Now to talk to the man of the hour up in the broadcast booth, Justin Mulliken. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, well, I think I interrupted you and Brandon's conversation, dragging you mid-convo. I apologize about that, but what a finish. You were 1.4 seconds back with 7 laps to go. I had solidified the win for Brandon Elvis, probably 15 laps to go even before that, and somehow you made up that time, made the pass, and got the victory. Tell me how you did it.
Well, Matt, Steven, Keck, and I talked for a long time before the race about how we were going to run our strategy and what we were going to try and do to save tires. And fortunately, the race kind of played out the way we were thinking that it would. And so we got tires when a lot of other people did there, but tried to save for a good stretch after, and paid off at the end.
Yeah, it was a great run for the number 51 machine. You guys had a good strategy. You guys really waited and took your time, and it paid off. Like you said, you and Keck were both right there at the end, and it was actually 4 out of 5 cars were Cottle chassis in the top 5. But great run for the 51 machine. Who do you have to thank for your first win in the Trackmaster Sim Series, Justin?
Well, I got to thank everybody at Caudle, especially Josh, works really hard to make sure that we have good setups that we can go out and contend with. And all my teammates that run this series. You know, Matt, Steven, Tanner, Keck, everybody really tries to contribute to this and make sure that we all do good. And so when we all have a good night, it's really a great thing. And on top of that, I got to thank RJ Williams because he brings us all together. And Levi Photography.
Yes, sir. RJ definitely does bring us all together. I can think of a couple times where we may have had a few arguments that RJ resolved, so this is very true. RJ does bring us all together, but RJ's going to enjoy watching this one back for sure. I know that he's running SAR right now, but he's going to watch this one back and be amazed with the way that you drove, Justin. So you have that to look forward to tomorrow. But congratulations to you on your win here at Myrtle Beach. How are you feeling going into the final race of the season with a little bit of momentum on your shoulders going into Hickory?
I'm feeling pretty good. We're up there in the battle in points with Tanner and Christian, and I feel like Hickory is a great track for us, and we'll just take what comes at us and figure it out as we go.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you, Justin, on your win here tonight. First in the Trackmaster Sim Series, so congratulations once again on that. And we wish you luck in the final race of the season next week. And then we wish you luck in the Street Stock Showdown here in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Winston, and a big thank you to you for everything you do with the broadcasting and helping out with all the teamwork and the league work that you do.
Yes, sir. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that was Justin Mulliken, driver of the number 51 machine, the man of the hour here tonight. What a race we just saw. I mean, I really did not think Justin Mulliken was going to be able to bring that car that far forward. I mean, it was a long way with 10 laps to go, and he drove it back up. Final finishing results on screen. Justin Mulliken, your winner in the 51. Brandon Elvis second in the 4. Caleb Keck in the 19. I don't know how I messed that up. Steven Oberstadt in the 8 machine comes home in the 4th spot. Matt Borndren comes home in the 5th spot. Tanner Bethea in the 20 comes home 6th. Brad Carpenter 7th. Devin Amos comes home in the 8th spot. Justin Coleman 9th. Zach Murphy 10th. Richard Parks 11th. Anthony Ankello comes home in the 12th spot. Brandon Kelly 13th, Christian Peterson 14th, Brandon Atkinson 15th, and Jared Schell in the 34 machine rounds out your field in the 16th spot. But that is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in to the WD Broadcasting Network. I managed to keep my voice through the end of the stream. I didn't think I was going to there for a little while. But, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys back next Thursday. Street Stock Showdown's off this week for the Memorial Day holiday, but then the next Monday after that, June 2nd, you guys are not going to want to miss that Street Stock Showdown season opener. We got 50 Street Stocks registered. We're probably going to see upwards of 40 cars that night, so it's going to be something you guys don't want to miss. And keep an eye out on Facebook for all Leave the Pack and WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook for all the updates there. But until next time, I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off from the WD Broadcasting Network. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.